All right, we have a treat for you today. My next guest is someone who is kind of a recent friend, but I've been following him on the social media for a while now. And the way he shows up in the world for me is just so joyful and light and loving and spiritual and all those things that you want in someone that you're going to follow on social media. But he's also he's a coach, so he teaches the way he lives to his clients. And I thought that was a real breath of fresh air for the podcast today. So officially, Alex Dumas is a husband and a father, which, by the way, if you follow him on social media, you know that's his identity. His family is everything. He's the CEO of Abundance Daily Coaching and the host of the daily podcast, Love, Serve, Care, which is really good. He keeps them really short and you get a little tidbit every day just to change your perspective a little bit. He operates his life and business with 4 simple words: have fun helping people, which is why he's on the podcast today. His signature leadership workshop, Play and Win, promotes personal and professional growth through lighthearted, powerful coaching. Alex, thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you, Mark. Appreciate you being here.
The first thing that really kind of piqued my interest in having you on the podcast to talk to you and share you with people is this notion of inspired action, right? So, most of us are doing everything we can to get ourselves up in the morning to go do the things we need to do, and there's some heaviness and there's a lot of should to it, and it's like do hard things and you'll have a good life, and you don't live that way, do you?
No, not at all. And to backtrack a little bit, I did try to operate that way for a while. The 5 a.m. mayhem workouts, like, come on, got to get up, 3 a.m. club, do all that stuff. And I was pretty wiped out by the middle of the day and pretty unenergized. And I started to turn it around thinking about, well, what's fun for me? Because what's fun gets done. So how do I wake up and show up with enthusiasm, show up with excitement, and then carry that on through the rest of the day? And what I found was, as soon as I had a thought about something, whether it's a creative project, calling somebody, talking to somebody, if I just did it like right then in the moment, it's done. It's complete. I don't have to think about it again. It's over.
Dude, that's only tens.
Yeah.
Holy
Only
shit.
10s.
That's amazing. So in other words, if you think of a topic for the podcast, you grab your microphone and you record that. Or if there's something for a client or something, you just kind of jump in.
Yeah, I just jump in. And a lot of times it might be considered the wrong thing or something like not well thought of, but you know what? It's what I do. It's just, it's there, it's out there. I can release it. I don't have to think about it anymore.
What percentage of the time do you think it works, and what percentage of the time you think it doesn't work?
51% of the time. That's all I need. All I need to be is right 51% of the time. It's probably higher, but let's just put it that way. All you need to be is 51%, and you'll be all right. You'll be successful.
I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I kind of laugh at these win the morning kind of people, and the morning, like the grind the morning routine thing. And I have a morning routine. In fact, I just before this recorded a solo podcast about, if you want what I have, do what I do. Get up at 5:30 in the morning and pray and meditate and do all that stuff. Yeah. So if you change that from that routine that wasn't serving you, what'd you change your morning to?
Yeah, my morning really looks like this. I wake up, I put on a YouVersion as a Bible app, so I'll listen to the Bible for the day. Listen to my recorded declarations or personal internal.
Hold on. So you listen to something spiritual, and for you, it's the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. Then two.
That's one. Then you might call them affirmations. I call them declarations, or what I consider my truths. So these are my audio recorded commitments to myself. As far as who I am. Your I ams, right?
Slow it down. Tell me about that. What is that?
Yeah. It's something that I got from different communities, and it's really what I consider something stronger than affirmations, because I've written affirmations down in the past, but it's hard to believe it. It's like, I'm a $1 million earner. It's like, well, that's not true, because that's not what's showing up for me. But what I found with these declarations is these are things that I come from. This is the source of who I am. So I started off with, I am happiness. I am complete commitment. My devotion to myself and my family is unmatched. And I'll go on and on and on with that.
So in other words, you're creating yourself in the morning of who you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have the same thing. Mine starts out, I am a man grounded in God,
Yeah.
with the heart of a lion, right? I create my world with my word, my conscious intention, and my deed. So I have my own version of that. So so you've taken that and you've actually recorded it and play it back for yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what's
And
that done for you?
it grounds me a lot. It helps me look for these different things during the day. Some people might call it the reticular activating system, where it's like, I want a new car, and then
Yeah,
all of a
that's
sudden you start.
slower. Because big words scare me. What was that?
Reticular activating system. This is something I've heard Ed Milet talk about a lot. Where, say you want to buy a blue Honda, right? And then all of a sudden in the road you start seeing blue Hondas everywhere. They were always there, but now that it's become important to you, you start to really laser focus on it. So for me, with my creations, my declarations, I'll find those things all the time where I'm helping somebody, I'm doing something. It's like, yeah, Alex, you're so lighthearted, you're powerful. I'm like, yeah, I am that. I am lighthearted, powerful service, of course, confirmed. Duh. Like it's back up here again. Or um, if I'm having a challenge with my kids, if they're doing something, it's like, would this be how the greatest father reacts to it, or how can I
So
slow
one
this
of your
down? And like,
declarations is you're the greatest father.
yeah, I'm the greatest father to these two little kids, and it's not easy always remembering that in the moment, but I talk to myself like, all right, how would the greatest father respond to this? How can I accept their points of view openly and not judge them? Okay. And you can kind of consider them like almost like little prayers to myself, and I just find
I
them all
did a
the way.
solo podcast on this about 2 months ago, where we have these automatic thoughts all day long that I'm a shit, I'm not worthy, I'm a fraud, I'm this, and
Mm,
we have that going on all the time. So what you're saying, and I do it too, is we deliberately create and we deliberately spend time uh, who we want to be during the day.
yeah, absolutely. And it's a never ending process. And just like you were saying, like I'm this, I'm the negative side. I've got 30 plus years of that programming, so I'm working really hard at unwiring that and creating some new things for myself.
All right, so you do those two things, then what else do you do?
I mean, usually during the week, it's get up, get the kids ready, we'll get my son ready for school, get the dogs going, do the suburban dad stuff, and then get to my computer, see what's on my calendar, and get after it. Have conversations with people, talk to people, get my workout in. Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty simple guy. I'm pretty basic.
Yeah, but how so you're an entrepreneur, you work for yourself,
Yes,
and you
correct.
have a family that you have to take care of. Well, you don't have to take care of it, but you choose to take care of them. How do you not get bogged down in all that?
It's a good question. What I found that's really helped me out is space of not going from call to call, appointment to appointment, because that was happening for a bit, and I would find myself wiped out. Like I would have a conversation with you, then there's the next person, and it's like there's no opportunity for me to even reflect on it or even just, whew, wow, that was good. Okay, now what do I want to do? It's like on to the next thing, and
Yeah, but you got to make money, so you got to have all these calls.
yeah, that is part of it, but also recognizing how do I serve myself and serve these other people in the best way? Like, what's really useful for me? All right, have this call, complete it, then have the next one, and not carry on the previous call into the next one. Like, no, I should have said this, I should have done that, and maybe I'll email this person afterwards, and I'm not even hearing who's in front of me now because I'm up here thinking about, well, what about tomorrow? What about next? And I got to be here with this person, here at this right time, and that's what's really served me the best.
Yeah, no, I know so many people who have to, they just go from meeting to meeting to meeting, and they don't get a chance to catch their breath. And
Yeah.
for me, I suggest that people, instead of having an hour meeting, have a 50-minute meeting, and then take that 10 minutes, go to the bathroom, wash your face, just wash off the last person, and be ready for the next person, right? And then at the end of the day, you have a little bit. I had to do it because I'm such an introvert and an empath that me being with people just, if again, when I was a sales guy, I was out, I'd do 3 or 4 sales calls in a day. Absolutely needed my time in the car with my radio, right? It's crazy. So your workshop is called Play to Win. And you
Yeah.
said WIN was an acronym. What is the acronym?
Yeah. The acronym WIN stands for worth, integrity, and never ending improvement. And with worth, what I mean by that is like your self worth, your identity, like who you are, what you value about yourself. Integrity, really that glue of your commitments, of you being your word, staying true to that. And it sounds heavy. It sounds like, oh my God, Alex, you're supposed to be light. Like, no, because if you have integrity with yourself, then you can have fun and you can enjoy things because you're not caught up in this place of, well, did I do this? Did I say I was going to do this? Did I say I was going to be here? I was like, no, my word is solid. It's as close to a guarantee as it can get. And if I mess it up, then I'll clean it up. And then never ending improvement is really just an understanding of it's constant. It's just constant growth. You keep going, you keep growing. There's no arrival point. And
So
I
hold
used to
on.
get
So that sounds a little relentless to me. So there's a never-ending improvement, right? And
yeah,
I know you don't go about it this way, but I'm
yeah,
challenging you so you can explain it. If
fair
if
enough.
we're always improving, if we're always striving, where does the peace come in, right?
Yeah. For me, what I've experienced is the pieces come in once I get to learn more about myself and keep my word to different things. But, if I'm reading a book or watching a podcast, whatever it might be, and I get an idea and I can implement it, like, wow, I'm growing, I'm doing it, and it's giving me more peace, it's giving me more fulfillment. At least that's on my end, my experience of it.
Yeah, same for me. I used to be on the treadmill. I used to be on the self-improvement treadmill. I had to get better. There was something wrong with me. I had to fix what was going on,
Oh
right?
yeah,
And
fixing.
now it's turned into, and I think a lot of that is trauma work. Like I think a lot of when you start to work on the trauma work that's going on underneath it, which will go to your first point with self-worth in a second. I think then we can actually play at this self-help, play at this spirituality, play at this growth thing, which was a hard thing for me because it was so important to me to grow. And now it's like play to grow, right? And to challenge myself. Would you say that that's the shift for you?
Yeah, yeah, operating from that way of it's just a game. It's just a game. That's it. And I get to keep score of myself. I don't have to impress anybody. It's like I improved today, even if it's quote unquote doing nothing. If I'm laying around and just hanging out in the trampoline, well, that's serving me. That's helping me relax my mind and relax my body. I'm improving right then and there.
Hmm. So back to self-worth, because when you said it, you ran through self-worth, integrity, and never-ending improvement. And self-worth's a rough one. How
Mm.
how do you help people find self-worth?
Yeah, one of the things I do with coaching clients is have them start slowing down and look at their successes. And even if you want to take a journal of it, I call it my courtroom because my little demon thoughts, my little gremlins, they're my prosecutors, and all the things I do well or that I do correct or I succeed at, that's my defense and that's my proof. And I'm always challenging that other side of you say I can't do this, you say I'm a failure at this, well, prove it because I have proof here that I serve people, I help people, I make a difference in the world. You got to prove it to me. And
So you
most
actually
often,
you so you actually go into those, you go into your mind, you go into those thoughts, and you have a
yeah,
conversation with them, and you have the defense, and you have
yeah, the
the
prosecution,
prosecution, and you
yeah.
and you actually play this out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it'll be like Exhibit A. Like I go through the whole like a whole scene of
So
it.
give me an example of something you would do that with.
If there's something that if my prosecutor is saying, Alex, you're worthless. You don't matter. You're not important. You're insignificant. All these different things. All I could do is I'll pull up some screenshots that I take, or I'll look in a journal I have of coaching conversations. Like, well, no, that's not true. Because on this day, I actually helped somebody here. If I'm worthless, if I'm insignificant, then how can that be? When of these things aren't true? Prosecution rest. All right.
Nice. It's funny because my brain has always plagued me, and I've never been able to fix it, so I don't spend a lot of time there. But it's like you're not a good coach. right? You'll never make it as a coach. I'm in my ninth year, right? You'll never make it as a coach. I have more clients. I have overbooked, right? So I actually have to do that math sometimes to make sense of it, because, and again, how do you not look at the evidence that you're a failure? Right? Because I'm sure there's stuff in your life that tells you where you haven't, those three people that you talked to and they didn't sign on with you. Like,
Right.
how do you work with the things that are actually very real in your world that may have gone wrong?
Yeah. And in those moments, it's really fun for me to reflect on that and think about, all right, where did this conversation go left field? Like, where did I not hear them? Where did I misread or was too aggressive or maybe too passive, right? It's no different from like boxing or martial arts. In our case, it's a conversational exchange. It's a conversational battle of sorts, and I just explored that. Like, all right, where was it that it went sideways, or that I didn't show up as a leader, or I kind of let the ball drop, or I was unsure. I might have been shaky in this area. All right, clean that up and figure that out. And sometimes it's even cool. It's cool to go back to the person. Hey, let's have a do over. Let's have a repeat.
Mm.
Let's figure this out. Because my at the end of the day, if I'm not serving that person, if I don't have them walk away better than when they came in with, then I haven't done my job and I don't earn your business. Fair enough.
Nice. So, you're such a caring guy and you're so committed to improving everybody around you.
Yeah.
What's the most important thing you think people need to know?
About themselves or about me?
Just about life, like what do you want people to know? Like for me, my thing is, I coach on all these things, I write these books, I do all this stuff. What I really care about is that people actually know that they're free. I didn't find out that I was free until I was 50 years old, that I've been making choices, that that I've been living my life and doing all these things, and that I can make different choices and have a different life. So my thing is, I want people to know they're free. What's your thing?
Yeah. My thing is something that I say at the end of my daily podcast all the time, and it sounds like it's like a tagline, but it's really not. These are core beliefs of mine. I tell people that you're born to live your life with abundance,
Slow
like
that
right
down.
then and there.
You're talking fast, and this is good. Say that
Yeah,
again.
you're born to live your life with abundance, and
Why?
for me, that means if we're made in God's image, He's the ultimate creator. That's our birthright. But it doesn't mean that we deserve it. We have to meet Him halfway, put the work in, follow suit. But it's our birthright. If we claim it, if we desire it, let's get after it. So that's one part of it. The next part is you're the master of your future. You control your freedom. I mean, damn, right there. That's pretty self-explanatory. And the last part of
That's
it's
that's the one I didn't get until I was 50.
yeah,
Right? If someone can hear that, that you're say that again. You said it very eloquently.
yeah. You're the master of your future, and you control your freedom.
Our mutual friend Jason Goldberg wrote a book called Prison Break,
Yeah,
which for me is the same thing. Like I just didn't know it until I was older. And if people can get that earlier, that's great. What's the last one?
and the last one's you have complete dominance of your thoughts, your emotions, and your habits.
What does that mean?
For me, what that represents is I had a 20-year head start on you. I figured this out around 30, where I'm not permanent, where I don't have to react to everything, where somebody says, "Hey, Alex, you are this." Oh, that's me forever. It's like, wait a minute, I can actually dominate what I think about. I can dominate the routines, my habits, everything that I do in my life. I'm not I'm not subject to somebody else's design for me.
Hmm.
Wow, that's something different. That's something I wasn't taught when I was little. It was always do this, don't say that, be a good boy. Well, what is a good boy? What does that even mean? What if I want to be a bad boy?
How'd you get so wise?
God,
So like if I had to answer my own question, so I'll give you a chance to think. If I had to answer how I got so wise was I screwed everything up, right? I
yeah,
screwed
basically.
everything up so badly that there was nothing left, and there was nothing left to do but learn a different way of living. I'm curious, like what because I listened to your story of your suburban upbringing and just kind of a normal guy.
Yeah.
uh, what was the spark that shifted you into this direction?
Um, January 9th, 2006, this lovely young
Fantastic.
lady said she was gonna be my, well, I didn't, let me just preface this. I didn't ask her to be my girlfriend. I just like kissed her, and that's how it was. I was like a caveman, like, you mine now, woman. And
The one time it worked, the one time that you don't get arrested.
the one time you don't get permission. So yeah, yeah, meeting her, fall in love with her, and she helped guide me along, and it cleaned me up, turned me, helped me man up a bit.
Yeah, no, you and I talked about your beautiful wife and what she's done for you. She just sounds remarkable. It's incredible. How important is it to have a life partner that you can trust like that to build what you're building?
I don't even know if I can put into words like what that is. I mean, invaluable. Like, uh, yeah, it's unbelievable.
I love that about you.
Yeah.
When you talk about your family and stuff, that's really cool. So, Alex, again, I know that you weren't just born lighthearted, right? And you've created yourself this way, and all these routines that we've talked about, you create yourself that way. If people want to know more about you and learn about what you teach, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me at therealalexdumas.com. That's my website. You can also reach out to me directly, alex@abundancedaily.com. I'm
We'll
open
put
book. Whatever you want to know, I'm here to answer.
Yeah, we'll put that in the show notes, and I can attest to you that Alex is such a responsive and loving guy that he's here to serve. He's here to help. It's not just a tagline. It's really appreciated. Thank you for coming and sharing some of yourself with me today.
No, appreciate you. Thank you for this conversation.
And to everybody else, I really appreciate you. You do get to create your life, as Alex says. I love you. Have a great rest of the day.